Time is now with Back to the Rhyme. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhyme. I'm in the blue straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent daily playing for Metropolis Times. I'll write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. All right. Here we go. Yo. What is that? School Us album sales. Oh. What's going on with that? Let me see. Let me think about that for a second. I'm almost forgetting. Oh, someone picked one up. Jonah, my man. Yeah, he picked one up from work. Thank you, bro. Good man. He had the cash ready. He has everything. He's cool. He's a CD player. He checked all the boxes. Cash ready. Listens to all kinds of music. Rap, everything. Metal, everything. He's been listening to Nigerian, some kind of, I think it's a wind instrument. So he likes all kinds of music. And he's just up for it. Man, I would say if I could just talk to any number of people like my man, that would be great. Because it was a very smooth situation for everybody. And I think everyone came out extremely satisfied. Now, I didn't have it in hand. I had it out in the vehicle. And I said I'd give it to him maybe tomorrow because we're always kind of under the gun at work too. He wasn't there the next day because he said he wouldn't be. Then he wasn't there the next day. So I did what he asked and I left it in the drawer for him. And so I hope you find that, my man. And I hope you like that. So let me see. I thought I had my supervisor said he didn't know I rapped, but I would swear I'm talking about my man. I didn't see him much last week, Cornelius, but he liked one of my reels. I know it. I think he knew it was rap. I don't think he thought it was spoken word. So, are you sure you didn't know I rap? Anyhow, I haven't seen him have a conversation, but what? So anyhow, don't know. I worked with him. And I had spent a good amount of time with him, a number of hours with him one day when we were cleaning up, buffing the floors at Wallingford Station, and when I kind of tweaked my knee way back when. But and I don't know, maybe I didn't bring it up then, but we're in contact. Yeah, I hope to see him next week. I don't know if they've moved him somewhere. I don't like Sunsets much. Country song, no update on that. YouTube channel. So as far as the Bed of Bread, I'm 10 away from being done. I'm behind. Not nearly as bad as the last one. I forgot to see how many views it's at. I think could be 60, something like that. I don't know for sure. So it's lagging. It's okay. I was kind of just getting it out there. It wasn't, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm doing my part. So we'll get it done and maybe come up with maybe 70, 75 views from my shares straight out the gate and then be on to the next one. And someone at our Sunday school said he set up a YouTube channel super easy on his phone. I'm like, really? I was with Alex and we couldn't figure out how to do it. I probably tried a couple of times on my own, couldn't do it. He did it, and he's not even a techie. I'm like, oh man, he doesn't even think he'd remember how to do it. So anyhow, yeah, that's something that I haven't been too successful with. Social media. So if you've been hearing in the news the deal with TikTok. So and one thing I'll say as far as my personal social media efforts last week didn't do too hot, and I attributed it in large part to having a 3 or 4 a.m. release of content, being coming back from Boise and all. It was rough. And I worked the next day slept a couple hours on the way back, an hour before going to work. It wasn't fun, but it took me a day or two to recover, but I made it. So yeah, man, TikTok, which we're hearing is going to get canceled it's funny, you can get canceled, but they're going to cancel a whole platform. So I only got 2 views on that anyway, but I attribute that to that time. I think I was at 80 something this one I just put out before I went on air here. I was wondering, could you make a parallel company, a parallel social media platform? I mean, how would it work? Okay, everybody, because it's not like you have an Elon Musk type head of X to tell you, all right, they're shutting me down, but my brother or whatever starting this exact same thing to do the exact same thing the day it shuts down, and then we all move there. That's what I was thinking. But who's the spokesperson for TikTok? I don't even know, because that would make sense. Obviously, people are going to have to deal with it and figure it out, because what I'm reading, and who knows, they might change, but what I'm reading so far is that China, it's not worth it to them to give up that control. It's interesting because where I read it's banned in India. Maybe not a surprise. They're can be a little strict, I think, and it's even banned in China. Can you believe that? I mean, come on, man. The U.S. is just trying to catch up with China. If China believes TikTok should be banned in China, maybe it should be banned in America. And actually, it's kind of a sad commentary in a lot of ways for people who believe in free speech and civil liberties. And you win some, you lose some, and all that kind of stuff. So it could be an interesting conversation, but it looks like it's going to happen in 12 months. But for now, I'll keep using it, and that will cause me to go. I was thinking about doing one more. I mean, this stuff does take time, so I don't want to add to it, but I would probably just wait it out and then replace it with something. It's taking more time than I want every Sunday, so I think I'm good with the 3. Instagram did pretty good. Actually, one thing that was unique about Instagram was I had 35 shares of the reel. Incredibly high number for it didn't even hit 200, but 35 shares. Is that one person in particular? I don't know, because I don't know if I had someone advocating for me, because how does it get 35 shares but only 200 views? I mean, that's the second most shares I've ever had for any of these reels. I've been tracking that. Like I said, I've been writing it down so I can look it over. It's actually pretty helpful and interesting. So, don't know. And then the short bombed. But again, I see this one already had 22 views. Again, time of day maybe 4 in the morning. Was it? Again, that's 7 a.m. though on the East Coast. So I don't know. So that's that. Rules of engagement. I did have a conversation with someone at church. His younger brother does video games on YouTube and has a channel. I said, how does that work with copyright? And he named something, but it's almost like you're not making money off of it. You're kind of promoting it. They're cool with that. So I got to learn more about that. Let me try to ask him about that, because I would utilize that for stuff I want to promote. That gives me more options. Just try to better understand it. I don't know that I would do anything, but at least to educate myself more. And these are young guys, teenagers. They'll be ballers. So yeah, and then the next Sunday I'm gonna be in Portland, so it's gonna be another late one. Not as late as last Sunday, but yeah. Related to the song I'm doing now, I can talk about it now, I guess, because I was asked to do a segment on Velvet Baller related material, and what we talk about a lot is how do you do a quality study, and it's not easy for a lot of these things. And I'm realizing like my daughter looks like she found a school that'll work for her only because she experienced students who go there and they like each other. There was no research she could do online. Um, people had negative experiences. Obviously, wouldn't be a good resource to solve the need that it's not a need. She could keep doing school the way she's doing it. It's just hasn't been great. It's better than what she left, but it was an optimum. And I'm just so thankful. So it just shows. I mean, it's a conversation that needs to be had every single time I introduce this idea to people. How do you go about doing a quality study? And a lot of it has to do with your desire for change in your life. If you're happy with how things are going, you're not going to do a quality study. And if you aren't happy with how things are going, well, what would a quality study look like? And based on how would you find a church? How would you know if a concert was worth the money? You'd have had to been there. You'd have to experience. It's experienced. It's not researched online. That's just the point. So, and that goes back to how interested are you in seeing that artist in a concert? Is it worth it to put out that to do that? So people have to make decisions for themselves, and we just put it out there. But I always have to get better at my craft, All right, so music for Back to the Rhyme songs. Actually, I should probably change the name of that. That's just new music, period. That's not just for that. Because am I working on? So I got with Alex Friday, which is Passover, which is cool. And we worked on a song. I guess I didn't talk to him about discussing the details on this, so I'm going to hold off. But he's convinced that the title is very algorithm friendly or something. And I managed, and it was a challenge. I will promise you to come up with lyrics initially. But I was hanging with him long enough. He was messing around with the bass guitar and praise the Lord, got an idea for a song. So that was a challenge, I'll tell you. I was like, what am I going to talk about here? But it worked. It's kind of like, not exactly the same. I took drama class. You do improv, and they give you a couple words. You got to make a little skit off of it. Right. Something like that. Okay. Merch. Man, I'm not even having it. Actually, did you see my new merch? And I wanted to have it. I messed up on my thumbnail. I should have read it. I had a whole plan for this. It's going to be on the thumbnail, don't you worry. But I got 6 of these from my man Jason out there, who I do got to say thank you to, and I did, but I got to send him my bed of bread. Got to do that. Thank you. It's not very big. And that was just a complimentary promo for me. He just does it kind of as a hobby. These aren't like, but I'm not in it any. So if I could recoup something for them, that'd be cool. On my old route, there's a bunch of stickers above a bunch of mailbox, above an apartment, bunch of, a mailbox thing. I'm thinking about putting one up there. Probably will. Just because, for sure, if I still have that route, I would, but I think I still might have to. I just can't be giving these out, so I think I'm gonna hold off because I just only have 6 of them. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do, but I also thought about this one. I got my flag, but I can put it over it, like a patch or something. So that's the merch for the week, the show. And of course, my shirts, they're all in the vehicle right now. Need to bring some of them back. I think I even put the ones I'm wearing in there for sale somehow by accident. All right. Trump's gonna dump. Okay, this is a cool story. This was probably the most exciting thing that I heard for a while. Very exciting. So, okay. let me talk to this person again. Did you show? I said that. It doesn't work like this. Sorry. Yeah. What do you know? My daughter's, no, I cannot leave. I got 15 more minutes. Sorry. Here we go again. You understand? I pick up my daughter from this concert. We're going to battle it out right on live TV. I'm going to be battling this out. So I said, what time is it at? All right. So, okay. Trump's good. So anyway, the most exciting thing. So Alex said, I met a fan of yours in the text. And then right when I saw him, he told me about it. I said, well, what is going on? He's like, okay. And so, yeah, somebody he met at a bachelor party, I guess he kind of knows. I'm not his friend or anything. He had the MAGA, whatever, it's MAG. I just say MAGA armband. I guess it's MAGA if you want to pronounce. I say MAGA armband, Make America Great Again armband. So he is a Trump fan, but he's a fan of Mike Dynamic, and Trump's gonna thump. I guess he has the song in his playlist. Wow, seriously. So I'm hoping. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a conversation on the air. All these things are archived. It's fine. Willie, garbage. 13 minutes. Unless maybe my wife would come finish the show for me. Can she come finish the show? Okay. Of course, she can't pick it up. She can't do it. No. Sorry. No, she has a license, but the insurance is cost prohibitive. Therefore, she didn't drive. So anyway, that was super exciting. I hope I can meet this fella. So that was great. It really gives me, it's encouraging. The challenge is, one, how do you hear the song? How do you even hear it? And this guy's local. He didn't know me. I mean, this is incredible. It's just like anything. How do we, if it can happen, like, can we just make it happen a bunch more times, Like I said, someone really wanted that reel to go big because it was shared. I don't know how it happened. 35 shares and only 200 views. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, you will be glorified. So, interestingly, my daughter did say that she wants to see you for voice lessons all of a sudden. She has not been sharing any desire to do that. She's asking me how her singing is, and I'm like, well, you're not at your max potential yet. But I think it's good. She wants a ranking. I'm like, oh. I mean, it's kind of like, how good's my singing? I haven't been trained. It's probably terrible, but I'm sure it'd be a lot better if I were to get with Yumi or somebody that coached me in some singing, and I would do it. I seriously would do some singing, some training. It's just way down on my list, and even for her, it's not going to be easy, but I would love for her to get really good and sing it. That would be exciting. All right, so I'm going to say, current events. I've got a song that's kind of current event related in and of itself. I would just say that a couple things, but the quick one to talk about, it's a really in-depth one. It's the how do we as Americans support Israel? Now, as Christians, you're going to have a different approach to that than as a non-believer, of course, or and you've got people that are war hawks and want to get involved in everyone's war. And then you have people that don't want to be interventionists. There's neocons, there's isolationists, there's, foreign aid and nation building, and there's, hey, America first, right? However, this is very unique, God will bless those that bless Israel and curse those that curse Israel. If we turn our back, see, and here's the thing I really we need to look at. Why did they reestablish the state of Israel to begin with? In what was it, 47, 48? Why did that happen? Well, let's go to that. Why did they even do it? So you did that. Now, of course, there were wars that happened in 67 and 73, and I don't think the U.S. was involved in that. And if they were, I don't know at what level. And I think that would be a discussion too, just to look at that. Okay. And Israel handled their business then. As far as definitely we didn't have military forces there. Definitely not. They handled it. God took care of it. But we turn our back on Israel, that's not going to work. Right. So, but because it's kind of like, okay, well, our ally, NATO or whatever. I don't know if Israel is probably part of NATO, I guess, but yeah. How does it work? What is the agreement? Here. So that was kind of a discussion. So I'll just get off that. I had another one, but I don't want to get into it. It's way too lengthy. I don't have the time. So let's do this song. I needed to go another week because my next song I thought was going to start next week is going to have to go to the following week. So let's do what we got here. Men's lives matter. Women's lives matter. Don't nothing else matter. Is something the matter with what I just said? Am I supposed to acquiesce to insanity? No, not me. Not hardly. Hard for me to see a reason to. Seems reasonable to me. Foo. You do you. I'll do me. I'll do me the way I believe God wants me to be. Are you doing you the way you believe God wants you to be? Did he get it wrong the first time? Or could it be Satan speaking into your life? To buck the binary orthodoxy, to step out from under God's authority and wary of the nefarious human beings at their scariest. Come clean, it's the binary orthodoxy. You know me, I'm under God's authority. Hard to see why so many resist as human beings at their scariest. Safe space, such a disgrace. You think I'm joking, you ain't looking at my face. You ain't joking either. Had you thought to heed her wishes for her comfort, stop. If you cared about her comfort, I guess you'd stop. But since you clearly don't, you clearly won't. Things are coming to a head. What I'm saying has been said. But look what we're being fed. Straight nonsense to the nth degree. Seen used on your 10th degree. It makes no sense because you paid big bucks to internalize this worldview. Were that the case, you'd certainly make a different decisions. You certainly make it, but instead you're pursuing sus incisions. To buck the binary orthodoxy, step out from under God's authority. I'm wary of the nefarious human beings at their scariest. Come clean, it's the binary orthodoxy. You know me, I'm under God's authority. Hard to see why so many resist human beings at their scariest. And we got it. If you are a fan of women's sports, are you not seeing some serious wars? The effort for equalization has led to some consternation. What has been the conversation? You gotta let them in. Syria Achilles, and that's where it stops, and that's like 2 minutes, right? And so, what did I have? Did I not? Let me make sure. I need to. Certainly not an afterworld view. Were that the case, you'd certainly. Okay. Certainly not afterworld. Were that the case, you certainly make different decisions, right? Okay, I said that right. All right, let me get on some lyrics because I got to have some content for my next reel at minimum. All right, so what I was going to say is, gotta let them in. So your Achilles bend, and I think I have Achilles spelled right. And I did the research this time, thankfully. And I was nervous, and again, wasn't a deep dive, but it kind of confirmed my bias, really what I had heard. And from what I could tell, I think I'm pretty much close enough to being on the money with it. In a little article I read, confirmed kind of what I'm getting at here, which is pretty nice. Uh-oh. How you spell that? Oh, I got it. Achilles. The hero of Homer's Iliad, son of Peleus, and Achilles' heel, Achilles tendon. So it comes with a small but mortal weakness. A large tendon running from the heel, bone, or calf. Of course, we're talking about Achilles' heel, not Achilles' tendon. Okay. Vulnerable only in the heel. Okay. From Achilles being vulnerable, a small but mortal weakness. Yeah, that's what it's getting at. So I guess I got to at least capitalize that A. I do have it spelled right. All right. So now your Achilles bend. Gotta let them in. You say your Achilles bend. Exposed. Suppose. That's suppose. Turnabout's fair play, right? Fair play, dare I say. Okay, so I have never used this term. I've heard it. I think that's right. But let's see what the definition of turnabout is, just to kind of cover my bases. Because I can't research real sayings or idioms, whatever they're called. But I can do the definitions of turnabout. What would that definition of that be? Ooh, I'm running so tight on time. My goodness. I think I got enough for a run of the week. But man, turnabout is the act of turning about and facing or moving in the opposite direction. Yeah. Well, it's got them facing the opposite direction. And here I was kind of thinking it'd be kind of funny to say, all right, so Achilles been exposed, turnabouts, fair play, dare I say. And I could get away with that. What I was going to say is, I'm here to avenge the ripping away of my father's sport, men's wrestling. Back in the day, they canceled this program, and as a result, I've come back to get revenge for my dad or my grandpa, and I'm going to become a woman and compete in women's sports. That you guys canceled his wrestling. Anyhow, that's kind of what I was going to mess with. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. See y'all next time. Back to the Ron.